How you going, guys? Daniel from Living Colour here. I'm having a coffee and yarn with my good mate JR, an author, mentor, and has his own radio show. And as you can see, he has a face for radio. He likes fine food, fast cars, and fun people. Thanks for coming along, mate.
You told me there'll be some pretty bad jokes in this interview. That's one.
That's it. There's going to be a fair few bad jokes in this interview, that's for sure.
Hey, great to be here. Thanks, and the coffee's terrific.
Oh, thank you, thank you. So, would you like to tell us a bit about yourself?
If I can.
Yeah. I won't cut you off, I promise.
Yeah, I'm John Ross, and my friends call me JR. And I've been fortunate enough to work with great people around Perth, and especially people like yourself, Daniel. And I'm just crazy about personal development and just bringing the best out of people. So you're going to ask me now, where did I come from?
Where did you come from?
Good question. I'm glad you asked.
Thank you.
Yeah, I was brought up, I'm a country boy. I was brought up in Northern, and I'm not the smartest kid in school. Matter of fact, I was in the part that made the top half look really good. So, and I was dyslexic, but my old man and my parents said to me, always do the right thing, son, be honest, and give a good handshake. So that stood me in good stead. So it's true. You don't have to be the smartest kid in town to do okay.
No, definitely not.
Yeah.
All right, excellent. So you being a mentor yourself now, what were your mentors when you were growing up?
Well, I was very fortunate, actually. I used to love cars. I'm a bit of a rev head, still a rev head at the moment. You know, still got a soft spot for a Porsche. So one of my mentors was Henry Ford, and I actually studied Henry Ford a lot from a business point of view, and I also studied Walt Disney. So it's a good idea if you're out there, pick a couple of people that you have an interest in, and then go and buy some books on them and study them, and then you'll virtually, sometimes you go into character and you start acting like them. So that's pretty good. A lot of the popular ones around, Steve Jobs is very popular.
Yeah.
You've heard of him?
I think I have.
I'm sure our listeners have heard of Steve Jobs. And Richard Branson, good, and Elon Musk is always in the news.
Yeah, right.
So can I ask, who is some of yours, the people you like?
Oof, I'd have to say probably my favourite book would be Napoleon Hill, Think and Grow Rich. 7 Habits of Highly Effective People, Stephen Covey. Have you heard of those books?
Yeah, I have. No, I thought you'd say Old Masters, Young Guns as well. That's a good
I was getting there. Old Masters, Young Guns.
That's a great book.
By John Ross Appleton. I even have my own copy, and it's been signed by the man himself.
Yeah,
believe it or not.
I hope you spelled your name right.
No, you didn't.
But if we can just touch on books a little bit, because I'm really crazy. As a dyslexic kid that couldn't read or write, the first book I read was actually Think and Grow Rich, and I'll just show you this one. This is a 1956 edition of Think and Grow Rich. Picked it up in an old bookstore, and I love it.
Still got that smell?
You smell the old book.
That's retired.
So am I. Yeah, but books are really important, and virtually all the motivational books that are out there still come back to this book here.
Yep.
This was the inspiration for me to write my book, and hopefully when you do yours, which is coming up soon, I believe.
Yeah, coming up soon, yeah. Maybe
Stay
soon
tuned.
in 30 years, maybe.
You'll get it done. So,
but I heard that same thing. I said, there's a few standard books that were written, some powerful, powerful books that just have that foundation, that core, and then all these other books that are coming out these days, and all the books after it, they all sort of follow that same concept, but they're all just redeveloped and written in different ways by different people, basically.
Yeah, and it's interesting, in every occupation, every field, there's that little top 5%, isn't there?
Yeah, that's right.
Music, Queen. Rest my case.
Led Zeppelin?
Oh, they're up
Beatles?
there. Yeah, they're up there.
Rolling Stones?
Yeah.
Strolling Bones?
Yeah. Do you know my mate Bruce? No, you probably don't. Springsteen.
Oh, yeah.
The boss, yeah.
I've never met him personally. I've seen him on TV and stuff.
I'm going to send him a copy of this.
Do it.
Okay.
Bruce Springsteen.
Yeah, so time for coffee for me. Think of the next question.
All right. Next question. Now, we've gone through your mentors. Now, you are a mentor yourself, and you mentor young people. Obviously, you find the talent, you find the inspiring people, and you help extract it. You get them into public speaking. You get them into all that sort of stuff. What are your sort of tips or methods of inspiring people?
Daniel, I was very, very lucky. I had a mentor but I didn't even know he was a mentor. And I'm just checking. I think that's Qantas plane going to Singapore. That one, isn't it?
It sounds like Ansett.
How old is he? But just getting back, I was very fortunate because I had an older man, and Uncle Vern. I called him Uncle Vern, and he had white hair and a big fat belly, and he'd come around and he would never lecture us. We had a business running, and he'd just sit down and we'd show him what we're doing, and he would not go mad at us, but he'd just say, "Is there any other way you might be able to look at that?" And then we'd look at it, and we knew that we'd screwed up, basically. And it was years and years later that I found that I was starting to do the same thing. And I've been very fortunate. I come across a lot of really good young people similar to yourself. They just kind of find you.
I'm not young, I'm 30. That's not young.
Well, you were younger when we met. But it's really interesting. Everything that Uncle Vern taught me, I find it's passing on. And you know they call me Yoda, so Yoda is one of my inspirations.
Yoda, yeah. Very,
you either
very
do
wise.
or you do not. Yeah. There is no try.
Brilliant. So powerful but true.
Yeah. So, find what you're passionate about. And it's really important. Find mentors and find people around that can help you. And don't be scared to ask, because you'll find a lot of, you say successful people, but there's a lot of people who have done well. And usually you'll find they're more than happy to help out. If you're genuine and you be nice and polite and you say, "Hey, look, I'd like to do this. Would you give us a hand?" I find most of them are more than happy to help.
Yeah, I've noticed that too. I guess people, well, they have that sense of self-importance. Like it's something that they've achieved and they're passing on to others, And they're, helping people, I think, is a massive thing. Doing something that's bigger than yourself, having an impact.
You ought to write that one down. That's a good one.
Working towards something bigger than yourself, when it comes to helping people, I think, like you said, it's just as simple as just asking, and a lot of people are afraid to ask, but they shouldn't be afraid to ask,
I've got a dear friend of mine, and she says, if you want to know about marriage advice, don't ask somebody that's been divorced 7 times. And if you want to learn about fitness, go to somebody who's got the body and does it all. And if you want to learn about anything, go to somebody that's been there and done it.
Yeah.
And there's lots of them around.
And they're more than happy to help.
Yep. Good one.
All right. So you're a bit of a pro networker, right? So I've seen, so I've heard. Master networker.
I'm very humble.
Master networker. Now, there's this network ability. Where did it come from? Did this come from your extensive sales career? Did it just come from school? Did it come from high school? Your personality? What built this networking ability?
Probably came from the fact that I was not very smart at school and I can't spell, so I could never get a job where I had to write things down.
Yeah.
Like Daniel, I'd probably spell that D-N or something like that. But so I soon found out that if you had the ability to get along with people, because number one thing, success in life is number one, marry the right person.
That's a tough game.
Yeah. If you get that right, you're halfway there.
Nailed it.
Yeah. Do something that you love and help other people, because the only way you can be successful is to serve other people. But to get out and networking is pretty much bashed around a little bit, but the whole thing is your ability to get along with other people will be one of your most successful things in life.
Yeah, and your biggest asset.
Yeah, and there's a difference between likable. Don Miguel Ruin's, the book, The 4 Agreements, is phenomenal, that book.
That's a ripper, that one.
Be impeccable with your word. Pretty simple. If you say you're going to do something, do it.
That's exactly right.
Yeah. Actually, I have to get that out and read it again. It's a good book.
That is a good book. That's probably something worth reading every couple of years, I reckon, just to touch up on.
Actually, maybe one day, if you live in colour, do a little spotlight on that one. That's a good one.
Yeah, that is good. We've actually hosted a couple of workshops on it.
Oh, great.
So we're sort of breaking it up, into 4 parts. So we've done 2 parts, and it's really powerful stuff. And we're actually teaching, because that book's very philosophical. It has a lot of powerful knowledge, but we're trying to teach it in a practical way so people can implement it and use it in their everyday life.
Yeah.
Taking these powerful concepts and turning them into a bloody reality.
I love what you're doing, man. It's really good, and the world needs it right now. When you talk about people in the world's in a bit of a crazy place at the moment. We can't think of many good, honest, ethical leaders out there who are impeccable with their word. And one of the other key points from that book is do not take anything personally. Whoa.
Well, that's a ripper.
Yeah.
That's a tough one. That's a tough one too.
Yeah. So a lot of this stuff that I've just picked up from books and mentors. I wasn't born with it.
So, okay, so back to the power of, back to networking, right? The power of networking. Do you feel like it has an effect, the people you hang around?
Massively. It was Jim Rohn, I think. He said if your wealth will be determined by the 5 people you hang around with the most.
Right.
So for viewers out there, just have a think about that. Who are you hanging around with? And it was a tough lesson that I had to learn, because at one stage I was kind of hanging around with a mob of losers. And when you start growing and moving ahead, people say, oh, he's changed, he's different, but sometimes you got to let him go, because you'll spend all your life trying to, I call them energy suckers.
Energy suckers, I like that.
Yeah, and they're out there. And you can't help them just by being nice to them all the time. Just cut them and run and wish them well, let them go and let them grow.
But unfortunately, sometimes these energy suckers, they're not just friends, they could be family too. They could be people close to you,
Usually your family's your toughest one.
Usually that's the biggest one, yeah.
Yeah.
It's a tough game. Yeah. All right, excellent. So, success. The keys to success.
Do I get a drink?
Yeah, sorry. Reminds me. Keys to success.
Definitely hang around the right people.
Hang around the right people.
The other thing is just your mindset, because your attitude controls absolutely everything. Because we all know if you break your arm, the body will heal it, the bone will grow back, but if you're all mucked up in your head, and it's quite interesting, we are now living in the wealthiest time ever. We've got more toys and more things than ever before in history, and yet mental health issues are rocketing high. There's people that are unhealthy, unhappy, and it's really a funny thing. When you look back through history, like with Babylon, was super rich and they're having party, sex, drugs and rock and roll, and then the wheels fall off. So yeah, make sure that your mindset's
there.
Yeah, and that comes back to hanging around good quality people. Just have a think. Who are your 5 most favourite friends? Are they going with you? Cool. So,
Awesome.
Yeah, get your head right, hang around great people and do what you love.
And do what you love. And what do you think the best investment is?
Yourself and books.
Yourself and books.
Yes. I get evangelical about this because I love it so much. Because when you talk about success, a lot of people say, oh, he's very successful. Well, what does that mean? Has he got a lot of money? Money's not the greatest thing in the world, but it certainly helps. Life's too tough without it. But there's a lot of people, if you've got a happy family, you're very healthy, you're contributing. We do a lot of work with community people and a lot of charitable organisations. This country could not run without volunteers. So big cheerio to all the volunteers out there. If you're doing something, good on you.
Yeah, because the thing about success, I've heard from Earl Nightingale.
My hero.
Yeah, you're another one of your heroes. Yeah, his definition of success was basically, you have that vision, you have that direction in your life, and you're working towards it. But then, I guess, other people would say your definition of success is just what you perceive as success. So one individual might be, for success for me is just having a nice family, living in a comfortable house, and just providing for my family. Other people, on the other hand, might be, oh, I need a Ferrari, I need a mansion, I need a business, I need this. So ultimately, what's your opinion on that? Do you believe that statement? Like, success is just what you believe it is?
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Earl Nightingale, for people that don't know Earl, The Stranger's Secret was one of the very early motivational style of books. If you look back, Earl Nightingale, Jim Rohn, Dennis Whaley, a lot of the old people, what they wrote was pure gold. And if you can get an audio of Earl Nightingale, he's just got such a beautiful book. Hello, this is Earl Nightingale.
Is it better than Morgan Freeman?
Actually, we should get Morgan Freeman to pre-record Earl Nightingale.
Well, I think Morgan Freeman should do all audiobooks. Because imagine how many people would be engaged then.
Well, he's played God.
He's played God, that's what I mean. Morgan Freeman.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's something I'm going to work on.
That's a good idea. Actually, we'll probably organise it. We'll get Morgan Freeman on your show.
I'll get him on next.
Now, there's a goal.
Next
so you can
episode.
set a goal. and we'll get that done.
We'll work towards it.
Yeah, but it's working towards a worthy goal.
A worthy goal. So that's the definition of success.
Yeah. Now, a worthy goal may not be a Ferrari. It may be something else.
That's right.
But as long as you know where you're going.
You know where you're going. Yeah. Beautiful. Because I think a lot of people in society misunderstand what success actually means. Fast cars, fast women, this, that, the other, you know. But it's actually, hey, you choose, you pick your goal, you pick your direction, you pick your purpose, and you work towards it, and you're successful. Yeah. Simple as that.
And you can talk about money as well. Money is actually a good thing. But if you're a bit of a jerk, and when you get a lot of money, or you're just a jerk with a lot of money, but if you can do a lot of good work with it, because you can build churches and halls and things like that. And
you can use it as a tool to create a bigger impact, you know, and the money is just a byproduct of your success.
Yeah.
So you don't work towards your goal for that, having money as your destination. It's your goal, your vision, whatever it is, your passion, that's your destination, and the money's just a byproduct.
Yeah.
And you use that tool to create a bigger impact.
Because they love throwing away the old Bible quote. You know, money is the root of all evil.
All evil.
Yeah. But it's the love of money.
It's the love of money.
Yeah, that's the root of all evil.
Greed.
Yeah. So I like the idea of Morgan Freeman.
Yeah, we're definitely going to have to get him on the next show, I think. Do you reckon?
You got his number?
I got him on Facebook. No, I don't. All right.
So if there's any listeners or viewers out there, if you know Morgan Freeman,
send it over. All right. Well, I just want to say I'm pretty satisfied with that. Are you?
No. Best interview we've done all day.
Best interview I've done all day. Best coffee all day, best interview all day. You're winning.
Yeah, and hats off to you. I love what Livn Colour's doing, and you're doing a terrific work.
No planes?
Perfect.
Excellent. All right. Well, thanks for watching this space, guys. Stay tuned for any upcoming interviews. We've got a lot of content. We've got social events, workshops, etc. And basically enjoy the process, chase your dreams, do it now, and you are who you hang around.